Hello there, it's Counting Sheep, and I am here in my little Oregon cabin still for a couple more months, and I am going to play with some triggers that I got from outside. So I hope they'll be enjoyable for you. They're natural. And I was sent a gift that I'm going to play with another time, this gorgeous wooden bowl by Susan, who I read that note from, so I will play with that another round too. But today I have this bowl. It's kind of an old bowl, probably had flowers in it at one time. And inside of it are some little nature goodies. So here we go. All right, I've got some of these leaves, and I don't know the trees out here very well because I'm not from here. So some of you will recognize what these are. This is a dried leaf. The regular leaf is green, but I picked up those that had already dropped and were on the ground. And I'll probably return them there too, but I'll hold it up close. It's got kind of a nice consistency. I've got a few of those, so I'll just pull them out and maybe brush them against each other so that you can see those. Hopefully you can hear that too. A nice sound. Okay, and a few more of them. Pull them all out. Just try rubbing them together. I thought those were pretty. I kind of wanted, just for fun, to try and make a little fairy home on the side of the cabin, just for fun. So I had gathered a lot of these for that, and then I was disastrous when I was trying to make it. I wasn't good at it, so I decided instead I would make it into something for ASMR. These are kind of neat. These fall off of the trees here, so maybe some of you will know what they are. I don't know if that's some kind of mistletoe, or it's really beautiful. I thought that would have made a pretty little carpet for a fairy house. But here are, I'll hold it up close. Hope that camera will focus. There we go. Just really pretty sage green color. And they grow on the trees, trunks and branches. And I don't know if it's some kind of moss or lichen, or I don't know what you would call it, but it's just beautiful. And again, I picked these up off the ground. They'd already fallen off. You can see on the back side there's a little bit of a soil mark or attachment mark of where it has grown from the tree. But I just think they're so pretty and lacy, and when you put them all together, they're beautiful. It doesn't look like they're going to make much sound, so I won't play with them for too long, but I think they're sure pretty. And they feel good. They're very soft to the touch, so there we go. All right, those are those. I think my mic is doing pretty good. I came across a couple feathers. I think they're duck feathers. I'm going to hold them a little closer to the microphone, and hopefully there'll be a little sound there. I like that one of them's light and one of them's dark. I think they're so beautiful. Of course, feathers are symbolic and beautiful and light. They're kind of magical. Oh, that's pretty. Let's see if I can get it to go the other way. There we go. They're nice. Maybe I'll let you feel a little bit of the feathers. There you go. Very soft. Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. Just a couple more strokes. There you go. Good. Okay, so there's my little feathers. And there's the little tips. Okay. Set those aside. And I have a couple of little pine cones. Just little guys that I picked up. And there's all kinds of evergreens out here in Oregon. Many kinds of conifers that grow out here. And it's beautiful. I love the designs on pine cones, and every pine cone, every tree has a different kind of pine cone. There's the really long, skinny ones and big, fat, round ones. You've seen the giant ones. They tend to come out around Christmas time. But anyway, here's little ones, and I'll maybe play with the tiniest one a little bit, scratch it and see if we can get a little noise out of that, something pleasant. Just a little bit of sound there, clicking maybe with the nails. Okay. This one may seem strange, but I found it on the ground, and I'm assuming it's a wasp's or hornet's nest. And there's the back of it where it was attached to something. But there's just something so remarkable to me about the formation and the perfection of the forms, the geometry that's there. I'll hold it up a little closer. Holes have always kind of been strange to me when they're geometric like that. There's something about it that, I don't know. It's fascinating and it creeps me out at the same time. I have no idea why. My sister's the same way. But anyway, I'm going to play with that. It's got kind of a nice texture to it. See if I can hold it where you can see it and also get it near the microphone. Yeah. I'm going to go a little slower because I always tend to go fast. Maybe I'll talk a little slower too. Help you soothe and slow down. I'm always requested to make longer videos, and I just can't seem to make a very long video. I get bored with myself pretty quickly. So, sorry about that. But there's the wasp's nest. So beautiful. Could be a little chandelier or maybe a special couch for a little fairy den. Anyway, just playful and fun. Let's see. Oh, I've got all kinds of acorns. That's something else I love because, again, there's so many, many, many types of oak trees and acorns, and so many different colors, different times of year. There's a pretty little brown one. I'll hold up my little handful for you to see. I probably won't hold each of them up because that would make the video long. But there's one that's kind of neat because the outside or the cap of it almost covers and shelters the whole thing. So I expect that the squirrels and the little critters that eat them must have to get that shell off first. Here's one that doesn't have, here's one that doesn't have any cap. Yeah. And most of these look like they're still along the lines of the ones that have all the cover. And then I'll just kind of tap on those. Get that closer to the mic. so small it's kind of hard to get a hold of. There we go. That one's hooked together. It's like little, two of them. Looks like a little peanut almost. Okay. What else have I got? A little bit of bark from a cedar tree or something. There's a park here that has all kinds of fabulous peeling bark trees of all different kinds. Landscape architecture, we call it decorative barks, because they're beautiful on their own, even without the leaves, and in the winter it's nice to have bark that is beautiful. And some trees have different color, like a sycamore has the trees that are, the London plane tree has the, almost looks like a patchwork, can't get that to stay, almost looks like a patchwork quilt. All of the bark in the different colors, kind of greens and oranges and tan and yellows, and they're just stunning. And then some of them are more lace leaf bark trees, lace bark trees. And the bark just peels off, and in much smaller, finer collections. That's not the right word, but it's a much finer peel. And then this one's kind of neat. It has little, I don't know if you can see the little tiny holes in the bark, but I think that's kind of beautiful. So I'll just tap these together, these little wooden bark pieces. Yeah, I think you should be able to hear that. Down a little bit. There we go. So my bark. And then I'm dropping more than I'm getting back on. Some black rocks that I picked up on a trail. And I think they've got wonderful sound when you rub them together. Looks almost like a black slate. I'll show you one of them close up again. There you go. Let me get a couple of those to tap together. See if I can do it without making too much noise with the bowl. Oh, that's nice. Almost reminds me of rubbing flint stones together to create a fire. That'd be cool if that happened. I'll move it closer to my mic and further away. Looks like my camera is kind of tilted a little crooked. Lastly, I'll just play with the bowl again. I think I made it to 14 minutes. That's a long one for me. I know, I wish I would do 25 minutes or 30 minutes. Maybe someday I'll figure that out. I love that sound. I hope that reads all right to you, but I think it's wonderful. touch with this bowl to hopefully the sounds and the slowing down of my words will help you